Hello and welcome to another PAX East 2024 review. This time I'm going to talk to you about this game Kristala. I didn't actually have a formal interview or sit down with them, but I did get to play the demo as they had on the show floor. Let's check out their PAX East promo reel real quick, and then we'll talk about it.
Last night, I had a vision. Stranger, traveler, share my vision. I see the crystals, our lords and masters since the beginning of time, holding the clans of Ailur together. I see your proving, your journey to become one of the crystal's greatest warriors. I see a curse befalling the world of Ailur, transforming its humble creatures into horrible monsters. I see our war with the Kota reaching new heights of bloodshed and misery. And I see you. You will fight the evils plaguing Ailur. You will embark upon a journey riddled with action and surprise. Your powers will grow and evolve. You will build a mighty arsenal with weapons, armor, and magic. You will learn the true histories of Ailur, the clans, and the crystals themselves. You will journey throughout the clans of Ailur, learning their ways, gaining their powers, and protecting their citizens. Stranger, traveler, the time has come. Your destiny awaits. Take up your arms. Embark upon your journey. Become one of the Raksaka. Traveler, please, save our world.
Alright, I don't honestly know if that merch is still available, but that's okay. If you find the code and it works, cool. Otherwise, so let's talk about Kristala. Again, I did get to play it on the show floor, PAX East, and it was kind of like a walk-up game. I was like, oh, hey, cats and fighting? Okay, let's see what this is all about. They didn't really have a lot of the customizations available on the show floor, but they did actually put a skin on my character, like one of the developers, hey, here, check the skin out, and reset it up with like this blue skin. So like, hey, blue, my color. But the gameplay actually was very interesting. It felt like a mix of like Assassin's Creed sort of things, where you're learning your skills as you go along, and you know, you have to maneuver specifically, or else you'll fall, and if you fall, you have to start over in your last checkpoint, that kind of thing. In terms of what I was actually playing, it felt like I was starting at the very, very beginning, but yet maybe it was just that I hadn't had a chance to like really look at the controls or set things up the way I wanted to. But it did feel like it wasn't easy cakes, you know. It was definitely not. It wasn't difficult. I don't want to say that, but it definitely wasn't a pick it up and start mashing buttons kind of game. You had to actually think about what you were doing, had to hit your keys right, and pay attention to what was going around you. The gameplay itself, it was actually pretty smooth for the most part. You know, jumping around, walking on, you know, tripwires, or not wires, but basically ropes to get from point A to point B, over water, because apparently cats don't like water. That was the thing. In general, I mean, the game was a lot of fun. Now, this one is developed and published by Astral Clocktower Studios. Its release date is scheduled for the fourth quarter of next year, so it looks like they've got a lot of work they're going to be planning on to put into it. I thought it was a little interesting that they're talking about the crystals, and it's pronounced the same way that I would say crystal, you know, C-R-Y-S-T-A-L, but they spell it K-R-I-S-T-A-L. So I thought that was a bit interesting. And the other thing I thought was interesting, that you could join the ranks of the famed Saka, which reminds me very much of the D&D Rakshasa, who are also a cat people who wield magic. So that was kind of interesting. And there's this terrible curse that has transformed planet Ailur's creature into mutated monsters. It is currently in early access. It is flagged as a dark fantasy ARPG. So right now, it is not currently available to purchase. At least not yet available on Steam. As again, Q4 2025. You can hit them up on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. They have an official Discord server. The game has already won some awards, which doesn't surprise me based on, you know, how good it looks already. It's won the Gamer's Choice selection in the 2022 AT&T Unlocked Games Showcase. The Made with Houdini Award at the 2023 GDWC Summer Sessions Showcase. And it is a featured title in the 2024 Women-Led Games Showcase. So in terms of picking up a game that's made by, or the studio is led by a lady, that's pretty damn cool. So this is definitely a fun game to play. On their Steam page, they mention punishing and satisfying combat. I found the punishing part easily enough. So again, it's something where it's not difficult, but you really do have to be paying attention, and you will probably wind up having to repeat certain stages until you get your pathways down, beat up the bad guys using the right skills. As we saw in the trailer, these are cats who will eventually become magic wielders. You start off with a couple of things. You do a lot of melee stuff, and then you get a couple of spells to help you out, and then it really opens up. But of course, being PAX East, we didn't get to see a really big demo of it. There are some videos on the company YouTube channel you might want to check out, including some things about character customization and some actual full-on gameplay mechanics and whatnot. Looks like this system is... you're probably going to want to have a better graphics card for it. The basic system requirements say they want a GTX 1650 or a Radeon RX 570. Or the recommended is an RTX 2060 with 6 gigs and the Radeon RX 5700 XT with 8 gigs on it. So... it says it'll take up about 25 gigs on your hard drive, so make sure you have space for that. In general, I found it was a lot of fun, so I'll be checking them out when they get further into early access, and we will see how they turn out. So, kitties with swords, weapons, magic, and that run down the roof with their arms behind them, that reminds me of a certain character in another game, which is like, okay, but that was a rat, not a cat. So maybe cats run like that. I don't know. Mine doesn't. Anyhow, it looked like a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing how their character customizations work out. And again, if you like these sort of videos, toss a like on the video. Toss a subscribe to the channel so you get them in your feed. And I hope to see you, have the comments on the next video, or even on this one. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.